Hi guys, and welcome to day 1 of December Daily. I am so excited to get started on this project. You have no idea. This is my little ring-bound journal that I have sort of put together in the sense that I have made a cover, put holes in it, the rings in it, and a few pieces of blank white cardstock. That is all I have done. I mean, I've pulled together bits and pieces, and that's it. For this December Daily. So today I am telling the story of my new phone. My new phone arrived in the mail today, December 1st. How perfect is that? This is a little early Christmas present to myself / James also gave it to me. We bought it. We both knew I was buying it. And so this has been a very necessary purchase for this kind of online thing that I'm doing. So I really needed a new phone because my photos that I couldn't take photos on my old phone. That it was just terrible. Everything that I've done online has been taken on my iPad, which is super cumbersome to carry around. So I was really glad to get this new phone so I can finally be taking better photos and making more videos and things like that for YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everything like that. So that's really, really exciting. As you can see, I had that piece of packaging that was about my phone. I had that little Merry Christmas with the Santa on the beach. Today in the mail at school, there was some postcards sent with that image on it. And there was one for each of the kids at school, and I had to go with the green glitter gel pen and write their name on all of the little postcards, and they'll be given out later on in the term, probably at the end of term, which is coming up really, really fast. Because I kind of only wanted to tell the story of my new phone on this first page, but this is my only journal for December. I normally journal every day anyway about my whole day, so I decided I would turn this bit of wrapping paper that you saw, the red and green sort of holly-ish wrapping paper that you saw, I would turn that into a pocket so that I could tuck a tag or a postcard or some journaling card inside where I could write about the rest of my day. So I could keep all of my day documented on this page, but have the rest of it sort of tucked into a pocket so that it's not quite so obvious. Because the wrapping paper is quite old, it's like secondhand vintage wrapping paper, or vintagey, I don't know how old it is, but it's definitely oldish wrapping paper that I got from an op shop. It was just the scrap of it. I decided I would just use a piece of copy paper on the back just to give it a little bit more thickness. Also, it's as you can see, it's pretty crinkled. It hasn't been kept nicely. It's been folded, but that doesn't really bother me. I don't mind if it's a bit messy looking. It's just really cute paper, so I wanted to include it as kind of a page for this journal. To make the pocket, as you saw, I stuck down my wrapping paper to a piece of copy paper and then cut it to size. I am now using double-sided tape around 3 edges of the cardstock that I'm using as the page, and that will kind of close in the pocket but keep the one side open for me to tuck things in and out. So I am now attaching that piece of copy paper with the wrapping paper on it to the double-sided tape, and it sticks down really nicely on there like that. And so the outside edge has a pocket for me to put whatever I want in. I'm now obviously just trimming it down so that it doesn't overhang the side of the page, because whatever I do on the back of that, I don't want it to show the double-sided tape and things like that. And I'm just repunching holes in where the holes had been before. Now I have my lovely paper in the background and my bits and pieces that I'm going to add onto the page. So I went through that tin over to the left hand side of the screen that you can see there and grabbed out some bits and pieces that I want to add into this journal spread. I don't use all of them, but I do use some of them. I actually use most of them, I think. So now I am just going to attach this piece that came with my phone with some double-sided tape. I just didn't think glue stick was going to adhere it because it was plastic, and plastic does need a bit extra adhesive sometimes because it's quite shiny and slippery. I stick this down over to the side, and I think I end up putting it on a bit more of an angle than I had planned, and it's a little bit more of an angle than maybe it should be on, but it's totally fine. It just means that I have to move things around a little bit more. Now just going to go stick down this little piece for the which looks like the postcards the kids were getting and that I had to write on, and sticking that overlapping as I had planned to, right there to the right hand side of the phone piece that I have. I don't use that little house, but I really do love it, but it just didn't quite work on there, I don't think. I had these little candy cane and holly piece, which I do stick down now, just as you have seen them there, and I think they look really cute sort of overlapping it, and I think that it helps make the phone piece, which is just, you know, a very standard phone packaging, look a little bit more Christmassy, because it is sort of an early Christmas gift for myself, and I think it helps me make the story look like, I don't know, a little more Christmassy, having those elements attached on there. This little piece that I am putting on now that says 24 more sleeps to go is actually from my husband James's advent calendar from last year. We get advent calendars for each other. Well, I mostly buy them, honestly, but we get advent calendars, one each, and last year James's one, inside the little, it was in the back part of it somehow, it had the little how many more sleeps to go each night, each day when you opened it. So I kept them, or most of them, and cut them out and have them for using this year. And then this little Cindy Lou Who is a little free printable by James Burke. He has his Merry Mix Media going on at the moment, which I've been really enjoying watching, and it's a free course, and he has these little printables of little Who's from Whoville with their Christmas numbers. They are so cute, so I definitely recommend going and checking that out if you're at all interested. I will be definitely using them throughout the month. Just adding a little washi down the bottom now. I kind of end up making around the 24 more sleeps to go and this little Christmas pig. I kind of end up making sort of clusters in those areas, I think, sort of, bits and pieces all around them. This Christmas pig, there is a reason for that, which you will see when I've done the writing, and it's to do with my phone too, so it all is part of the story. But today when I got my new phone, it just comes with like one of those clear kind of covers on the back for the phone, and so I was working with this 6-year-old boy in the school. I work with him just to get him chatting more and things like that, and I had him make a little paper cover thing to slip inside the clear cover of my phone, and he decorated it for me, and he knows the things I like. So on the little cover he drew me this little pig, and it's hysterical. He also drew a star and the letter P and a moon and a rainbow, and it's beautiful, but the pig just makes me laugh so much because one of its little back legs, he used a very thick marker pen for it, and compared to the thin little colouring pencils that he had used for the other legs, and so it ended up much thicker than the other legs and a dark purplish red. And when he was finished drawing it, he told me that leg had an infection. That's why it was so thick and red, and that this pig really should take some medicine for its leg. And I just thought that was so random and hilarious. And so I really wanted to document that on this page because that was just one of the highlights of my day, honestly. It was so funny that he had drawn a pig and then decided to tell me that one of the pig's legs had a bad infection and it was full of blood. And I just thought that was so random. Kids just say the funniest things. It's hysterical. So I really wanted to document that. So as you can see, these clusters are starting to sort of take shape here on this right hand page. I've added down that big thick felt heart. I have added down that little bow and this little with love tab thing, and that little, I haven't added actually that little bell and star yet in the top cluster, but I do add those in. I'm just adding more washi just to kind of pull it together a little bit, and I really like how that all looks. So now I'm adding in the bell and the star. I make a huge mess with the star, gluing that down. I think I cut it out because it was a nightmare. I got glue, like this thick wet glue blob right all over the page, and it was enormous, but I actually managed to clean it up pretty well. I was actually really impressed. I used a wet wipe and it just came right off super easy, which was awesome because I just thought I'd completely ruined it at this point. I was devastated. And now I'm using a little tiny scrap of that wrapping paper that I used on the left hand page just over there on the right hand page, just to kind of bring some of that green across. And then I decided to add pink too, because when can I not add pink to a page? I add pink on every page. So I added a little bit of pink washi and then just trimmed off the excess on the side there. In case you're wondering about that Santa on the beach in his shorts, in New Zealand, where I am from, it is summertime at Christmas. So for us, summertime Christmas images is not unheard of. Christmas here is definitely heavily influenced by the Northern Hemisphere. We still have a lot of wintry Christmas imagery, just mostly based on, I think, because of all of the TV and movies that we see are all Northern Hemisphere, USA, Canada, the UK, pretty much predominantly. So we do have a lot of winter imagery that we have, in our decorations and things here, but we also have some summer things. So that little piece there just represents the fact that here in New Zealand, Christmas is a summertime affair. So I have now, as you can see, done my journaling. This is me showing you the little cover with the pig and the leg. So cute. So I'm really pleased with that. And there's our little pocket for me to add in some journaling later on if I decide I want to, which I probably will. I'll probably add a little bit of journaling about some other things we've done today. Not a lot has happened today. It's been a pretty standard sort of day, but I will probably document a few other things. There's very real potential I will want to use that pocket, I would say. So we're coming to the end of the video now, guys. I hope you've really enjoyed December Daily number 1. If you have, please hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be trying to bring these out as often as I can. I can't guarantee it'll be every day, but as frequently as I possibly can, there will be December Daily videos. And I hope you really enjoy them, and I'd love to see you back. Bye!